Hi.
Hello again. No din-dins this time.
Hi, I'm Bunny. This is my husband, Senpai.
This
This is baby Kiwi.
Bebe smiles like a baby.
Yeah, she's been smiling now, so.
Proper smile. So we thought we'd celebrate. I don't know how we're celebrating, but we thought we'd watch Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card episode 2. Something I forgot to mention in the last one. I was thinking about this. The first episode did feel a bit rushed to me.
Yeah.
Most of the episode felt fine, but it was that last bit having her actually confront a thing at the end. It just felt like very tacked on. Like it's like, we have to get an action scene in here. I don't really think the episode needed it. I think the episode would have worked a lot better if it had ended with the Gale coming out and then it cut to cliffhanger.
Corey. I love that outfit. Oh, so cute.
Yes. Is it going to be one of those where they'll alternate between doing the subtitles in English and subtitles in Japanese for the intro music? Looks that way.
Very cosplayable.
A lot of Sakura's outfits are. So who should I go as? Yue?
Yeah, sure.
Caraberos? Xiaoran?
Sometimes Sakura, maybe you as Shoran, but you ain't.
Mayo?
If you want to be my stalker, sure.
Ish. So basically the choices are either I be your stalker, Kamio, or you be my stalker because I'm Yuki, the snow rabbit.
Well, she's over Yuki.
She is now. Caraberos. Wait, the first episode didn't have a proper intro, did it?
I remember this intro, I think.
Did it?
Yeah, I remember this outfit.
I remember things.
I think.
Honest.
No, unless I'm remembering things wrong.
No, you're probably right. The main thing I remember from the previous... I remember this. I guess it did, I just didn't remember the intro, it didn't stick with me. The main thing I remember from the last episode was they're getting Gale at the end, and it's starting out with a Konnichiwa. But we're not getting that this time. I already hate this episode.
Why?
No Konnichiwa.
Oh.
At the beginning, anyway. They could still do one at the end. I wonder if they'll release, what's the word I'm looking for? Merchandising. I wonder if they'll release the cards in merchandising form. They're pretty badass.
I think you can buy cloud cards. Cloud cards.
But I mean the new ones, the see-through perspex type.
Oh.
Yeah, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? Oh wow.
Oh, nice.
Ish. Yeah. She seems awfully relaxed about the idea that Caraberos is flying around like a crazy person in public.
They seem pretty hidden in the flower area thing.
Yeah, but they are still at school. Because Cardcaptor Sakura is a successful franchise and they want to make more money. That's why. I don't remember them having this flower garden bit when they went to school previously.
Well, they're in middle school now.
But it seems to be in the same complex.
Maybe it was an area they weren't allowed to go into.
Probably, yeah. Like how we had a common room that was only available to the 5th years. Cheesecake, no man. Cheesecake. So the sauce was a bit. It was a bit. Was it?
Fruity.
Yeah. noticed they've kept the original music, but added some new as well. That's the way you should do it. Oh, club activities. Yeah, that doesn't start until middle school properly, does it?
I think Sakura might join like a sports club. She is very athletic.
She does like her rollerblading, doesn't she?
Oh,
Cool. You were right, it was athletic.
calligraphy. I don't know.
Yeah, calligraphy would make sense actually. Kendo? He does like his swordsmanship. Ish.
Mento.
Din.
What is that?
Which one specifically?
The brown thing that she picked up.
Possibly a spring roll. Also, is it just me, or is the compulsive liar kid had a massive growth spurt?
Yeah, his vest does look really short, but I think that's just his style.
No, I was talking more about the fact that on his knees he's noticeably taller than now, and his legs go on for like 3 miles.
Yeah, he probably had a growth spurt, like you did.
You're definitely tall with nothing else. Yeah, because in the other series he wasn't that much taller than her. Lacrosse. Oh, okay then.
Oh, so it's not mandatory? Oh.
No, it's not mandatory, just strongly
When I went to
encouraged.
school, it was mandatory. You
Yeah, but
couldn't.
you didn't go in Japan. In Japan, it's one of those things where it's not mandatory on paper, but it's mandatory. If you don't go, you will be socially ostracized, sort of thing. Like that whole thing is like, it's not required that you walk to school, but if you don't walk to school, everybody will say that you're supposed to walk to school, sort of thing.
It's kind of weird if you don't.
Yeesh. Cool. Do you think we'll see Maylin at any point?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I do like her.
Yeah. She was a little bit grating very early on. She was the very epitome of a tsundere and was just as irritating, but she grew out of that pretty quickly.
I need to poop.
Pooping bunny.
Sorry about that. Nature calls.
It happens. Do you think that Maylin was actually originally set up to seem like a tsundere so that they could quickly flip it round to play with people's expectations?
Maybe. I don't really remember her being a tsundere.
Right at the very beginning she was on about how Xiaoran was going to be her boyfriend and she was beating him up and stuff.
Yeah, she did become very likable.
Very quickly. Right, finally! Somebody's gotten the idea. Just shut him up.
Well, she's always been doing that.
Yeah, but she's shutting him up straight away now instead of letting him start thingy bobby. Why have they still not figured out the fact that he lies about, well, he doesn't lie, he just tells stories about absolutely everything. Oh, violin. Huh? But that was a stick of dynamite in that kid's mouth.
Well, it's not bad.
Yes. Charcoals.
I miss doing
Charcoals.
art.
And do more. You want to learn how to do amazing art?
There's a advertisement on YouTube. It's hilarious.
I keep getting it a lot because I often listen to Bob Ross videos to help me sleep. And he keeps putting on this one about art, and the guy starts out, it's like, you want to learn how to draw amazing art? Like, It's like he's advertising Babylon 5. That was a lot of costumes. We think we're going to see all of them.
We've already seen most of them, I think.
Oh yeah.
I remember the cat one, at least.
I remember not actually wearing that one either. Not in battle anyway. I remember they didn't have a montage where she got her to deploy like 4 or 5 different costumes. It was then, wasn't it?
Don't remember.
He doesn't want to join a club.
Well, he seems to like football, so...
True.
Football club.
Maybe. I think kendo would be more his speed though.
What kind of club would you join if there were clubs in school?
Probably one of the martial arts clubs. It depends on what it is. I've noticed that the most common one in Japanese schools tends to be judo, and I'm not that into judo.
Well, you don't have to join judo.
It tends to be the only one they have.
Oh.
That's my point. It's either judo or kendo, so in that case I'd probably go with kendo. Ideally, I'd want to do something more like kung fu. And even then,
Sounds complicated.
jiu-jitsu I could go with. Jiu-jitsu I'd definitely be interested in. Mint sounds good. Yay!
So, is her brother gonna eat all of it and be a troll? Well, he doesn't seem that bad.
No,
if it was my brother, yeah.
She'll probably tell Yuki it exists, walk away, and walk back, and he'll have finished it all. Either or Kero will eat it all.
Oh no, they're eating it.
Yeesh. One of your students now is from Osaka, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're starting to recognize the Osakan accent.
Not really.
Oh.
I'm not good at this.
Whose house are they in?
I think that her house, that looks like the dining table.
Yeah, I thought so, but that cutlery looks extremely fat. Did maybe Tomoyo brought it herself?
Maybe they have expensive cutlery.
Maybe.
They don't seem not well-to-do.
Yeah, they're definitely a middle-class family, but even so, it seems more like the sort of thing I'd expect Tomoyo to have. Maybe she brought the pots and pans,
Yeah.
well, the plates.
What's wrong with that? I am not a morning person. No, I'm not a morning person at all.
Wait, he didn't immediately turn himself into a doll? Oh, now he has. Yeesh.
He already knows.
Yeah, exactly. So why? What? Huh? Then again, it never 100% confirmed that Sakura knows that he knows. She suspects that he knows, but doesn't know that he knows. So maybe that's it. What? Are you implying... Is he really teasing his, like, 13-year-old sister that she wants to jump his D?
Sure.
What, so you can make some, Eric Stoltz videos?
Yes. I'd love to try okonomiyaki.
Soba's good. Oh, that's what I'm told. Oh, he loves his mybunnysuit, doesn't he? I've never actually tried them soba. I don't think. What's Yuki's face? Do you think they're setting up for Tomoyo and Yuki to get together?
I don't feel it.
They do seem to be quite compatible. Compatible? Yes, they are compatible.
Senpai went to a Japanese restaurant recently, and then I looked at their menu and they have okonomiyaki. So if we ever go there again,
I want to go back next month actually. I took my my older daughter for her 13th birthday. It's kind of a family tradition. You go for to go to a restaurant for your 13th.
Oh my god, look at that!
That is very similar to one she wore in the first season as well.
Very cosplayable.
And I mean I don't just mean Cardcaptor Sakura. I mean the first season of Cardcaptor Sakura. Around episode 3 or 4 actually. Very early one. Yeah, my daughter is a self-confessed weeaboo. She loves Japan, so I took her to a Japanese restaurant. One of those where they set fire to the table in front of you and everything. It's expensive, but it was worth it. She was grumbling because she wanted to go to Subway, and I was like, I have a plan. And we walked in. She looked at it and said, "What's this?" And I just looked at her and said, "It's a Japanese restaurant." And she went. Yes. You could tell she loved it. She looked up from her phone for about 3 minutes. She spent the rest of the time telling people on some chat for, I can't remember which one she uses. Amiibo. She spent most of the time on Amiibo telling everybody about it. Amiibo is the Nintendo. Yeah, Amino. She was on one of the Aminos. Probably the Undertale one. Telling them all about it. So we knew she enjoyed it. Yeah, it was good. Nice food as well. Very nice food. My only complaint is they didn't have much in the way of tempura. I love tempura. I was going to take it to another one because that's kind of their thing. They're a tempura restaurant, but unfortunately they were closed, so oh well. That one ended up being a better choice anyway. It was more of an experience. It wasn't just an ambiance because, you know, the whole setting fire to the table, it's one of those things, isn't it? It feels like one of those things that rich people do. You know, it's something like Kanye West had posted on his Instagram to show how much of a giant knob douche he is. Okay. Those shapes look very they're like that mathematical thing, the recursive, whatever they call it.
I'm not good at maths, so I wouldn't know.
It's a mathematical equation anyway, where it curves back into itself infinitely. It's on a certain angle, so it's always like halving or something. I don't know exactly. I'm not very good at maths either. Marshmallow, Kero. Marsh Kero, huge. Well, maybe her brother was onto something. She almost had her first time to a big white room. It came up right twice. Came up right under her legs. I mean, this is Japan after all. I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going. It's that.
What?
You.
That?
Yeah, at least she's questioning him on it. No.
I know. Oh, it's a card? Rubber? Oh.
Okay. Pop it with what? Oh, the pins! Yeah.
Go.
Do it. Oh, you could get Carol to bite it. Carol will eat anything. Why do you need to bring out your stuff? Somebody was commenting on our previous one, by the way. She doesn't actually have incantations in the manga. She just asks the card to help her. The only time she really has an incantation is something to do with her dad that didn't make it into the anime. So it's kind of made up for the anime, which is why there's not any real explanation for it. I don't have much of a problem with it. It does come across as very contrived, you know, for the sake of the show thing, but it's more dramatic on camera to have you know, a dramatic incantation than it is in a manga. So I'm fine with that. It would be nice to give them even just a couple of lines of dialogue to explain it's her inner magical power or something. But of all the complaints I have, this is far from being a game breaker.
Siege.
The siege card. That's not what I would expect a siege to be like. I'd think more like a giant army. How tall is her brother? He's like that far away from the top of the sniff.
The ceiling?
The door.
The door frame?
And she's supposed to be about 5'7" at this point. Something stupid like that.
I don't think quite that tall, but...
Oh, so he isn't dead. So he was just ignoring her last episode then.
He was there last episode.
He phoned her, then when she tried to phone him back to find out what was actually going on, because there was weird stuff going on, she couldn't get through. I thought Ruby had a dick.
Well, Ruby was supposed to be androgynous, even though she clearly looks like a woman.
True. So she's a futa.
Maybe.
Could be.
Yuki's kind of androgynous. More.
No, Yuki's kind of feminine. He's a pretty boy. But the thing about Ruby is they say that Ruby's supposed to actually be male, but looks more female. Because they said, shouldn't you be in a boy's uniform? And she was like, doesn't this suit me better? So, yeah. I still think they look like something out of Kingdom Hearts. That'd be an interesting crossover.
Yeah. There's probably fan fiction of it.
Could work. I really would like to see a Cardcaptor Sakura game done with something in the JRPG style. You know, more like Persona than Final Fantasy, with the social interaction, because it is a large part of the thing. But oh, sleepover.
Ding dings.
It's called money. Clamp knew that they could make money by making more Cardcaptor. So they did. And there we go. The pacing on that episode was a lot better.
Yeah. I
do still think that they should have had this episode be her getting her first card though, and the previous one be set up for it, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's just the fact that it was just like that last 30 seconds or so made it feel a bit tacked on. I really don't get what's going on with the whole her brother trying to catch out Kero-chan though, because he knows. Why doesn't he just say something? He has confronted her about some of it in the past, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he told her that he was giving up all his magical abilities so that Yuki could live. So, is it kind of a soft reboot style so that he didn't really know, because that's closer to the way it is in the manga, perhaps?
I don't know.
Maybe we'll get an explanation for it later, that the new cards have somehow changed reality slightly. Or more likely, they just continued that type of relationship because it was common throughout the previous seasons and it's what people have come to expect. So what did you think, Lily?
Go on.
Yeah.
So did you leave it at the end now?
Yep. Everything is right with the world. This is the best episode ever made. It is the same. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's one of those complex things where they do the whole way through. Because if they're still in Tomoeda, they're in Tomoeda Middle School now, though, aren't they? Ish. Kawaii. Wait, was that a frog?
Yeah.
Kawaii. Ish.
Okay, so that was
episode 2.
Episode
finally.
2.
It took us a while to get to it, but ish. Now it's probably going to take about a week for it to be uploaded.
I love you.
Give me. What do you think, baby? Good answer.
Okay, that's all. I've been Bunny.
I've been doing your mum. I
Bye.
haven't said that for ages, so. I did her mum. That's how she came to exist.